Political song. This used to be a song. It was a song I wrote as a protest song, but it's changed. It's not a protest song anymore. Now I've decided I'm sending out as a song of love and a song of compassion. I wrote it. I'm not even gonna tell you who I wrote it for. I'm gonna skip that whole part.
We're gonna stay up. We're gonna stay up.
But it's now. This is some. Have you guys ever been to Nashville? Some of you guys have been to Nashville before. Raise your hand. Okay. Me and Talisha, we live over in East Nashville, which is just a beautiful part of town. It's a little bit gritty there, you know, little dangerous still. It's getting gentrified, but it's still a little bit gritty. It's the part of town people like to say that will really steal your heart and your lawnmower. It's just a wonderful place to be, and it's true. But right down the road from where we live, after we got back from this Galax tour, right down the road from where we live on Gallatin Road, there's a little shop there called Consignment and Wallpaper. And that's the name of the shop.
It's not a great name, but don't judge.
It's a terrible name, but it's a great shop. Terry, if you can try to send me a little bit in this wedge, if you can, of this mic that Katie had that I stole from. That's perfect, right there. And so the wallpaper, it's within walking distance of our house. And we've gotten back from this long run, and we've been out for a long time, and we're just worn out. And I got a call from a buddy, and we've got the guys that run Wallpaper and Consignment. They've been there for a long time, and if you go into the store and you shop around, you'll notice pretty quickly that every single one of the price tags ends in the number 88. And the reason it's a cool thing. Like if you're gonna buy a guitar, they don't sell guitars, but they're selling a guitar. You go in there, and this guitar would be like $200.88, you know. Or if you're gonna buy like a nice chest of drawers, it would be like $388. Or if you needed like so many square foot of wallpaper, it would be like, you know, $1.88 a foot or something like that. And the reason for that is because the guys that run the shop, and names are Doug and Mike, and they're these two amazing guys. And the reason everything is set to 88 is because they committed themselves to each other in a relationship in 1988. And they've been together ever since then. And so every time they ring anything up in their shop, they're reminded of when they started their relationship and the love that they share with each other. You know, it's just a beautiful thing. And they called me in January, and if you do the math, this was January of this year, 2018, that's 30 years they've been together. So they called me and they asked if I could come over. And now that it's legal for them to get married in the United States of America, they wanted to do it legally on their 30-year anniversary. So I walked over from our house. It's not very far for me to walk. And I walked over to the store, and they wanted to do it right there in the store with all their customers and their friends and all their employees standing around. They had champagne and cake. It was beautiful. You know, they dressed up, and I put on my little suit and my little hat, and I walked over there to perform the wedding. It's something I like to do. I like to perform weddings for people when I can. And so I walked in, and the fun thing about doing weddings is when you do weddings for kids, you know, most of the time when people get married, they get married when they're young. You know, they're young kids and they're starting their life out. And you can look at them and they've got this idealistic view. They're excited about what life's going to be. You know, they think it's going to be wonderful, and they've got all these wonderful ideas of how easy it's going to be now. They're going to be married. It's just going to be, everything's going to be gravy after that, you know? You're so wrong. But it's cool. It's beautiful. You know, marriage takes work. You know, and there's a lot of things you have to go. You know, but it's a wonderful thing to do. I love watching these kids when I marry them. When I say kids, I'm talking like people who are 25, 30 years old. But you know, I love looking in their eyes and looking at the idealism and the hope that they have for what their life is going to be together, and just have no clue what it's going to be. You know? But these two guys, I was standing there, and I was standing there, and these two guys are standing in front of me about a foot away, and we're doing the vows, and they're holding each other's hands, and they're staring into each other's eyes, and you can see the love in their eyes, and tears are streaming down their face. And the big difference that struck me right there in that moment is they do know. They know what it takes. They've been together for 30 years. They've walked through the world as a couple for 30 years. They've walked through the world as gay men for 30 years together, and they've built a life, and they've loved each other, and they're still walking into it with hearts full of hope and hearts full of love. And it just, if you can watch that and not just cry yourself, you were way tougher than me. I was bawling. And so now this song is always for Doug and Mike right there on Gallatin Road. Wallpaper and Consignment. Stop in and say hello. Buy you something for 88 cents next time you're in Nashville. This is for them. It's called Love Is Not a Sin. I know love is not a sin. I know love is not a sin. From the time time that I was put here till he calls me home again. I know love is not a sin. I know it makes the world go round. I know it makes the world go round. It's a hand that helps you stand up when you're knocked down to the ground. And that's what makes the world go round. Well, I know love, it doesn't see. I know love, it doesn't see. Doesn't see the things that make you any different from me. I know love, it doesn't see. Doesn't matter who you love. It doesn't matter who you love. When lovers find each other, I'd say it's sanctioned from above. It doesn't matter who you love. Till he calls me home again. I know love is not a sin. Greg Horn over there, giving us religion.